南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、ナマンドープ、ナマンドープ、ナマンドープ、ナマンドープ、ナマンドープ。Aloha kako aloha. Welcome to Punahonganji Buddhist Temple to observe March 11th, Remembrance Day, Japan earthquake and tsunami in 2011. Thank you so much for taking a time to join in person, also online. To begin this Remembrance Day, let us discover and then learn again what happened 11 years ago on March 11, 2011 in Japan. So this year marks the 11th anniversary of 2011 earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear disaster. The magnitude 9.0 earthquake at 2:46 p.m. ensuing tsunami caused widespread damage and triggered meltdowns at the Fukushima No. 1 nuclear complex. More than 15,000 people dead. 2,523 people are still reported missing. Disaster-related death, 3,784 people. About 33,000 unable to return home yet. This is a picture I want to share so we can see at least what it looks like. So if you have any trauma or please be advised the picture. We can imagine and think there was a home. There was a people, baby, children, parents, adults, elderly people, school, stores, community there. People laughing, talking story, driving, eating, greeting each other. There was a life like you and me have today. But through this disaster, that was the day everything changed. For some people, they lost their parents, siblings, child, lost everything. Still, their loved one's body is not found. This happened in the past. However, for those people who encounter this disaster, this is not only in the past, still it affecting even today. Some people said, we often hear, let's move forward. But some people said, I feel if I move forward, it sounds like I forget them. The one step for them indicates, sounds like I ignore, I forget the past. So today, including myself, let us take our time to extend our condolences, empathy, and then caring for those people who went through so much. And let us ask ourselves, do I really appreciate what we have now today? Our life, people we have, nothing we should take for granted. Let us again, including myself, deeply realize the blessing of the day we have. We do have a opening chanting, Vandana Tisarana. Please put your hands together in Gasho and join me chanting this sutra. Namo tasso bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddha Saranam Gacchami, Dhamma Saranam Gacchami, Sangha Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namando, Namando, Namando. Now we do have a sutra chanting, Jusegi. メシコの閉塞小悪のつなつずしも高層上満足いよの実法日月春時期天候音不言一種解放像公正の苦法上音内春樹説法ししく供養一切無具足種特法願主入門得意三愛を如仏無下地つなつみ不詳願学に投資最小尊志願や国家大戦王冠の国書天人統治妙南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、ナマンドーブ、ナマンドーブ、ナマンダーブ。南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏。So again, today, thank you so much for attending, joining us today through in person and then online to remember the March 11th Japan earthquake and then tsunami disaster. Now let us have a moment of remembrance. Please join me, let us bow our heads, bow our hearts, and then join me, put your hands together. 11 years ago, so many lives were lost. People lost their home, their family, and their own life. it's still affecting so many people's lives. People went through hopelessness, suffering, pains, and struggles. At the same time, having struggles, each person doing their best. However, when people lost their loved ones, it sounds like their time stopped. Every day come without their loved ones. We may have to realize empty seat. Someone is missing. When we get together, we have to face the reality and the fact that, oh, my loved one passed away. That giving us intense suffering, not only the moment we lost them, but also the moment we have to facing the reality of their passing. At the same time, even in the moment we feel hopelessness, there is a bright light. There is a guidance in our life. If we think about in our life, in my life, in your life, you have somebody in your life who lending their ear to listen to you, the shoulder you can lean on, the hands you can have to give you warmth when you feel so sad and so lonely. We are never alone. Today, on this occasion, in front of Amida Buddha's compassion and wisdom, let us remember our loved ones who died before us are in Amida Buddha's warm embrace, gently, warmly, in Buddha's embrace. Now they are thinking of us. They are in the embrace of peace and tranquility. With this idea, let us extend our empathy, condolences, and then caring for those people who died, and for those people who had to say goodbye to their loved ones. Now, we do have a moment of remembrance. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Namanda. So again, today we are observing a Remembrance Day service or occasion to remember what happened in Japan on March 11th. Do you remember 11 years ago? You remember? You remember? You remember? Oh, I don't remember. But 11 years ago, yeah, actually I remember. I was just came back from Korea. As a university excursion, we went to Korea, and then when we came back to airport in Japan, we saw the news. There was an earthquake, but we had no idea it was actually including a nuclear disaster and then tsunami. And then about for few months or over the year, there was a truly the disaster, and then every day, whatever news I see was about the earthquake and the people dying and then so struggle and then suffering. It was 11 years ago still. Some people say it's like so vivid. It's like yesterday. Or still they are missing something in their heart and their mind. Then I want to share a few stories on this occasion. So first is this picture. This can be the famous picture or story. What you may see is like a telephone booth, and then you see like something tiny black inside. That is a telephone. Like could be old style telephone, not like a cell phone, but you get to dial. So it's a telephone booth in a hill or mountains. But as you may notice, there is no connection, no cable, only telephone. And then there is a note is there. The reason why this telephone booth is here is it's an invitation to people. There are so many people who are going through so much. They cannot express how do they feel. So when a person comes to inside of this telephone booth, they can like pretending or talk to their loved ones. The person can be their parents or child or siblings, and they're like expressing first time as if somebody is listening to them. And in the booth, this was the note in the inside. It is called a kaze no denwa, or translation is telephone of the wind, written by Mr. Itaru Sasaki. Everyone has a past. We have a future because of the present. We meet people and we part. It is kaze no denwa, with which we talk with them. To whom would you like to speak? Would it be in spoken words? Would it be in writing? Would it be with a look in your eyes or a feeling in your heart? Close your eyes quietly, open your ears, and then listen with your heart. The sound of wind or a wave, or a song of a bird, or hear them. Please say what you want to say. Surely it will reach your loved one. So in this people enter this telephone booth, and then they express. One person said, "Hey daddy, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I finished my high school and then now entering university. I enjoy my study, and also I learned drinking too. I made friends. I'm okay." Then also he began to cry. "Daddy, where are you? Why did you leave us? Come back to me. Come back to us, Daddy. Where are you? I miss you." So for this person, that was the first time to express how he felt. He couldn't say that because if he said, somebody may say, "So sorry or pity for him," or somebody may tell him, "You are not the only one who are going through suffering. Don't say that. Be strong." So people have keeping something in their life. But in this telephone booth, that is the occasion. They try to have expressing their feeling. So this was a telephone booth I found already several years ago. But I found another story. Did you know this like a story or a picture? Did you know this like a story or picture? It's at the Drifting Post, the title. You can see Mr. Akaga, he put the post in his property in a mountain. You know the reason, what the reason for? Yeah. So there is also the movie was made based on the story. So this is the reason why he put the post. So there is a post box in the mountains in Iwate Prefecture, which was hit by the earthquake and tsunami. The post box was placed there, hoping it would help cure hearts and then spirits that were injured following the tsunami. One could write a letter to those who are dead, as a result of a tsunami that devastated the area. The original idea was to provide therapy for those who have dead, friends who have dead friends and relatives from tsunami. But letters are sent to any and all people affected by tragedy, calamity, and or disease now. So again, this also post box has the same function. People who lost their loved ones, they cannot express how do they feel. Therefore, by writing a letter, they put into this mailbox. So at least they try to have a communication. One of the letter sets written by the mother who lost her son, who was 22 years old. So for years she couldn't do anything. Every day so sad and then lamenting. But when she got this news or idea about postbox, first time she began to write a letter expressing my son, like a conversation. Good morning, my son dear, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. By the way, I'm going to have my own birthday. So sing a birthday song for me? Yeah? I cannot stop seeing you. So in that again, mother overheard the son's death. Try to have a connection. So from like those story, the telephone booth and then the post box, what people looking for, what people missing is connection. Once the person passed away, the connection was lost. Therefore, they try to have a connection. However, the connection can be found only with that person. Therefore, if the person disappear or no more exist, the connection also disappeared. Yeah, if we ask ourselves, me and then you, don't you think we do have a connection you can have with only that person? The person can be your spouse or parents or siblings or a child or even a pet or a cat or even a nature. There is a connection relationships which is nurtured and then created with this person or thing. Therefore, once this connection was lost, we feel empty and we cannot find anymore because the person disappeared, connection also disappeared. Therefore, through those telephone booths and then post box, that is the people's asking or begging or looking for the connection, it was lost. However, again, it was so almost impossible to find a connection which was lost. So therefore, this today we get to think about once connection was lost. However, there is a profound connection still we can find that still uniting me and then the person who died. What is a profound connection? Once we find this profound connection, we can feel my loved one, they are truly still with me. One of my favorite saying is in this way. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by the spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. This is again my favorite word. What do you think? Yeah, I think each of us, myself too, going through something, we feel life is so difficult, so unfair. Why this happened to me? Why this happened to my loved ones? That is the occasion we feel my light is disappearing. Then that is the occasion in the darkness. Oftentimes we can find family members helping hand or teachers gentle eyes. There is something who is supporting us, and then this person or thing guiding us to find the light again in our life. And then we feel, I thought everything was dark, no hope. But now, because of you, I found the light. And then to our Hongganji tradition, Jodo Shinshu tradition, what is our light? So today you may notice here kind of through your TV or your so dark here. Usually we do have a turn on lights, but today the reason is I want to make sure try to make the lights more visible and then brighter. So we can see in the darkness there is a light. Light give us a direction. Come as you are. I'm here for you. Also, lights give us a warmth. Often we feel lonely. Only single light can give us a light. Also, the good thing lights is we can share. Yeah, like a happiness never decreases by being shared. We can share lights. And today, as you can see over there in the center, we do have a Amida Buddha. We call Namo Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha is the Buddha of vigorous compassion and transcending wisdom. Buddha is a Buddha of compassion, saying, whatever happens in your life, I shall embrace you. When Buddha see our broken heart or lonely heart, Buddha never say, be strong, do your best, come to do more. Instead of that, what the Buddha says is, I shall accept you, embrace you as you are. Why? Because Amida Buddha knows already you are doing your best. You are doing already your whatever you can do. If I ask you more, I'm sure your heart will be broken into pieces or overflowing. Therefore, instead of Buddha try to change your heart ourselves, what the Buddha does is truly embrace, acceptance. It's okay. It's okay. Or even we may feel it's not okay. Buddha says it's okay. Come as you are. The Buddha's wisdom truly teaching us a truth of impermanence, interdependence, our human nature of suffering. When we encounter this Buddha's compassion wisdom, Buddha said to every single person, whatever happens in your life, I shall embrace you. And this Buddha's also promised, when you take your last breath on this earth, I shall welcome you to the beautiful place, Pure Land. No more suffering, only peace and happiness. That is a Buddha's wish, enveloping and embracing. Therefore, in Amida's embrace, our loved ones or those people who died because of earthquake or tsunami, or even those people who are still missing, they are in Amida's embrace. That is a Buddha's profound connection, even now we do have. Then in that awareness, what we can find is, today we are observing Remembrance Day. What we think is, we think of them. Of course, that is important. We think of them, we pray for them, we cry for them, we wish for them. At the same time today, now instead of we think of them, actually the loved ones who are in Amida's embrace, now they are wishing for us. Please realize today's blessing of that you can have together with your friends and their family. Please realize the truth of impermanence. Please realize truth of interdependence. Please realize your human nature of ego and pride. Please realize there is a beautiful life when we encounter true and real. So now, when we have people who died before us, of course we do have them in our mind. If we imagine our loved ones have you in their mind, for them you are everything. They cannot stop thinking of you. They cannot stop loving you. They cannot stop worrying about you because they cannot let you continue to suffer. Yeah, if we think in this way, we can find a different perspective. Of course, again, we remember them, think of them. At the same time, today is the occasion to realize the wish they are having for us. And then in that connection, when we realize, that's right, I thought I'm thinking of you, but actually, before I think of you, before I remember you, before I pray for you, you were wishing for me. Then, when in that embrace, we call it Namo Amida Butsu. So one of our fellow members said, if you miss me, say Namo Amida Butsu. I too live in that name. That is a profound expression of the connection. Not only because I want to think in that way, but that is a Buddha's promise. Once I embrace you, never forsaken. And then in that embrace, we are assured to meet again with our loved ones. And then every day becomes the journey until we meet again with our loved ones. We live our life guided by Buddha's compassion and wisdom. As a conclusion, our founder, Shinran Shonin, said in this way, when we reflect on the establishment of the vow, we find that the Tathagata, without abandoning sentient beings in pain and affliction, had taken the directing of virtue to them as foremost, thus fulfilling the mind of great compassion. So Amida Buddha has a vow. Why? Because of me, because of you who are going through suffering. Buddha saying, your happiness is my happiness, your suffering is my suffering. You are never alone. When we encounter this Buddha's warm embrace, we can find comfort. Still, there is a pains and then suffering we had in the past, but in Buddha's embrace, again, we can find comfort. That is, whatever happens in my life, I'm not alone. Amida Buddha is with me. As a final conclusion, please put your hands together in Gassho. On this occasion of March 11, Remembrance Day, again, let us deeply extend our caring and empathy to those who have died and those who have lost their loved ones. And then in Amida's embrace, truly they are in a stage of peace and tranquility, wishing for us. Please encounter truth of life. Please deeply appreciate what you have now today. Indeed, we cannot take anything for granted, including myself. Let us deeply encounter the blessing of the day and the bright light of wisdom and then compassion of Namo Amida Butsu. We get to remember what happened. We get to inherit into our life. We get to pass it on to future. We get to learn. We get to have a lesson from them to be learned. Let us deeply remember, inherit, and pass it on to future. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Namanda. So again today, thank you so much for your time and attending in person and then online. Again, as you can see, could be if you see from cell phone more brighter or more in person more brighter. I don't know what the, again, let us remember there is a bright guidance of the Buddha's wisdom, calling us, come as you are, this is your home, this is your shelter and refuge. So again, thank you so much, thank you.